Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about how affirmations will only take you as far as your actions. You know what I'm saying? That's basically, you know what I'm saying, like what you are putting your energy to in the spirit world, you have to replicate it out here in the physical world. You have to take some kind of steps or actions to it. And what brought me to this subject today was just diving in a little bit more on as far as like some of the newer teachings, and as far as just diving in as far as like different techniques and tactics to use to help us out here in the spiritual war. And I realized with the affirmations are extremely helpful. They're extremely good. They're extremely beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And they come and they can be extremely powerful if you are putting action behind them. So affirmations have become like this new thing that kind of like keep people in a la-la space almost, and not really putting in the action or the work. You know, it's some of the things that I was seeing was kind of like a little bit misleading, just telling people if they say these things, you know, then eventually it'll start to reflect out here in the 3D realm. But we all know that you have to actually put some energy to it with your physical body to project certain things out here in the 3D physical realm. So as far as doing that with the affirmations, that would be extremely difficult when I see a lot of people with sticky notes and tabs and things of these natures, but they aren't actually putting in the physical work, and they're kind of wondering why they still are like in a rut, in a weird space, you know, just kind of struggling, which is going to happen throughout your journey anyways. But they always felt like they would be pulling themselves out of that space more with these affirmations. So when you telling yourself these affirmations, certain affirmations you have to understand, like certain ones and like spells are meant for strictly the physical world, and some spells are strictly meant for just solely the spiritual realm. But anything meant for the physical world has to connect with the spiritual realm. That's how it projects outward. But you can have things happen solely in the spiritual world, and then the universe will create it outside of you in the physical world. But when people are doing affirmations and things like I am beautiful, in like I am great, or like just these different kind of like, you have to be mindful of the affirmations that you're saying, for one, you know what I'm saying? And for me, I teach my daughter even about beautiful. Like beautiful stands for be you to full. If you're not being you to the full, then you're not being beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even really use that word out there unless it's like nature or like something that it was just extremely beautiful. You know, I use different words for, you know, females that I find attractive, but beautiful isn't the word that I would use for that, because that's very subtle that you run into beautiful beings that's being them to the full. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us aren't being us to the full, so we aren't really being beautiful. You just told you're pretty on the outside or handsome on the outside, the exterior. You know what I'm saying? It's basically like saying, hey, you got a nice car. That's what these vessels are. It's like saying, hey, you have a nice car. They're not talking about you, the driver. They're talking about your car. You know what I'm saying? So when you saying things like, okay, I'm telling myself every day, I am beautiful, when I'm getting up, you have to understand the definition and the meaning of beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You like, I am strong. You have to understand the definition of strength. You know, some people look at strength as, oh, well, somebody keeps whooping my ass and I keep getting up. That means I'm strong. People have different definitions of strong and strength. But to me personally, spiritually, if somebody's constantly beating me down, this happened on numerous occasions and I'm aware of it and I'm still allowing it to happen, that means I'm not being strong. That means I'm being weak, because I could be doing something about it and I'm choosing not to. So it's a difference in between that, but just understanding like affirmations are word spells, and you also have to put the energy behind it as well too, physically. So if you're telling yourself you're beautiful, make sure that you're doing the things spiritually within to make sure that you're being you to the full. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be going to get hair and nails done and makeup and all this shit. Don't just be out trying to get fly, be handsome and all this shit. Like, you have to feel that from within. And it's no different than any of these other affirmations that they have out here. You know what I'm saying? They all word spells, and you just have to be extremely mindful of the ones that you actually can utilize, because some of them may be a little bit far out and you're not quite there yet. Affirmations like, I will be rich, I will be rich, but you have to understand the definition of rich. You know what I'm saying? Or wealthy, or whatever it is, or I one day, 5 years, I'll have $5 million or $100,000. Like, some of these things that are that people are trying to bring into existence, like, you have to have the right behind it, meaning you have to be creating the right sauce and spell for it. You have to be able to mix the potion properly. Mixing the potion means actually taking the steps out here to make it happen. That's what mixing the potion is spiritually. So if you're not mixing the potion properly, then why would you think that you will be able to get it just because you got the ingredients? Just because I got all the ingredients to a cake don't mean I can bake that motherfucker. You can have all the ingredients to the cake. That does not mean you know how to bake it. You know what I'm saying? You can undercook it. You can overcook it. You know what I'm saying? You could fucking forget to put one of the damn ingredients in there because you was moving too fast or something. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that you might not even know the temperature is supposed to be on, or forget the temp that it's supposed to be on while you're baking it. So that's why I've always been a little wary of certain affirmations, but I always try to keep everything on a positive, higher frequency level. You know what I'm saying? It's just basically just diving you deeper into understanding some of the affirmations that you are using out here, and that some of us use out here every day. Some of us have them written down. Some of them just say them to ourselves in our own spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to use that word because we time travel. So when you're really self-aware, you correct yourself. It doesn't matter if it's you by yourself or you're correcting others. That is just something that always happens. You know what I'm saying? Living a higher frequency life and moving with the natural flow is a daily practice. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that you have to make sure you're doing it even when nobody is watching. You know what I'm saying? Because spiritually, you're still projecting that energy, and it's still going to get possibly reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always tend to correct myself as well too. But as far as like the word spells that we are using, you know what I'm saying, and the ones that we aren't using, I don't want to say the ones that we don't use, because the ones that really aren't being used that much are being misused because people have a misrepresentation of certain ones, so they kind of stay away from them, or the system put a bad connotation on certain word spells. But that's when we have to get to a better space and understand, like, it's okay to create your own words and your own definitions, like the system did it. As long as when you use the word, you define it for the people that you're around. You can create your own language if you want to. You can use your own words. It's nobody or no something in place in, hey, you cannot create. Naturally, we're all creators. I know we all don't use it in the same manner, but naturally, we're all creators. I don't give a damn what team you on. You know what I'm saying? And the way I always see the war is like the opposition takes every vessel, right? But they work harder for the vessels that know would be of a lot of usage to them here in the 3D realm. You know what I'm saying? And ones who, because a lot of us that when we see certain beings and we're attracted to them or drawn to them, we see that little being in them, but we also see, you know, what they could be if it wasn't for the other entity right here with them. You know what I'm saying? So in my world, it's kind of like if the X-Men didn't have Professor X, you know what I'm saying? Say he got recruited by the bad team. Now they have an extremely powerful X-Men over there, you know what I'm saying, to help them do whatever witchy shit they want to do over there, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I never really try to take anything from the ones who do have one already attached to them due to what they've been going through. you have to be on your P's and Q's out here, you know what I'm saying? You in nature, it's all kind of snakes and everything else out here. So that's why you always catch me looking around if it's not for people. But out here, you got to be on your toes. But yeah, as far as the affirmations, you know what I'm saying? Just beware of the word spells, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want to run it up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.